Hello, my name is Don and welcome to episode 40 of my Football Manager Let's Play with Blackburn Rovers. Probably back just a day early, well probably not even a day early, just for the Youth Induction. So we've got this Carlo Jackson, born in Burnley, 5-star potential goalkeeper, already fairly professional. We've got this lad, light-hearted winger, will retrain his position because he's got one tackling, so we can't retrain him as a wing back. And he's not really got the pace for it either, so maybe move him more central, see what he can do centrally. He's maybe an advanced playmaker, but again, I've offered him a contract. We've got this lad, I've offered him a contract, midfielder, balanced personality, so not the best, but still decent. Deep lying playmaker. We've got, I'm trying to think who else we've offered. Was it this lad? No, it wasn't. Was it Ollie Smith? Yeah, we've offered this lad a contract, a right back. Fairly determined personality, which is okay. 15 years old, well, retrained fairly easy into a wing back. Decent enough, need to work on his dribbling, but that's okay. Again, offered him a contract. Try to see Billy Simpson, we offered a contract, he just looks like a decent option. Offered this Italian lad, Donato Velope, a fairly loyal young striker. And I think that's all we offered contracts to. Just thought I'd bring you back just to see. Johnny Watkins also recommended that, maybe offered him a contract. No, I didn't. 2.5 stars, probably about my limit. Okay, so I've just brought you straight into the game. There wasn't a whole lot of changes from the last episode to talk about, just the youth induction, which we just went through. I brought you back a couple of hours earlier before the game just to go through that. So I've skipped towards the game now. So as you can see, league table, we are currently 14th, Burnley down in 19th, 10 points behind, and we're 9 points above the drop zone with Wolves and West Brom. And a couple of teams also offering us a buffer between there, and Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. So good times in terms of that. We're behind by 1 point against Leicester, 2 points to Watford. Can jump as high as Middlesbrough in this game depending on results. Already selected team. Joshua suspended, so Casarini comes in, Digbu returns, and Budabuz returns. Other than that, same team as last time out, really. So, nothing really to talk about. A win against Burnley puts us in great shape. It is the East Lancashire Derby, but away from home we've been pretty poor this year, to be honest, so a bit nervous for that. But again, if we're going to stay in this division, beating teams like Burnley is something that we have to do. And it's also a big day for the fans. So Crivelli kicks off and he gives it to Budabuz before Casarini. So we're working on that. Wharton forward for Jeremy Pide, Crivelli, Casarini, Budabuz, Crivelli, Budabuz again, Ivan, Paul McDonnell. I'm working on him with some traits now. He has now developed into a Premier League striker according to my staff. So that's a good sign. He's obviously already got 16 goals this season in all competitions, so he's done well. Maybe deserving of that stat now. He's cleared away and Crivelli makes chase, but the highlight end before we see what happens. So nothing really going to develop from that, obviously. I mentioned last episode about where we're going signing wise and potential for a mini series just to break this up a little bit. Obviously I'm recording this straight after, hence the same t-shirt, and hence my voice still not being great, as Crivelli puts it in the back of the net, 1-0 up after 5 minutes, get in, well done Enzo son. But again, so I've not gone into any further information on that because I've obviously not seen any comments about it, but I feel it's maybe the fairest way to balance everything out. It's a nice touch here from Crivelli, just calmly puts it into the bottom corner. Signing wise, we also talked about. Youth wise, we've got some very good youth prospects that you've seen as the start of the video coming through. We've offered contracts to them all. Very keen to see this goalkeeper in particular. The right winger, I'm a bit disappointed as a winger because it's a position we don't need, and he only has one tackling, so we cannot really bring him back. As much as I could work on tackling, it would take a huge amount of his career to get him to be a decent right wing back. Even as an attack-minded one, I think it would be, I don't think he'll ever have higher than 10 tackling, which, even as attack-minded right wing-back, would be disappointing, in my opinion, for us for this level. So we'll try and develop him into some other position, see what we can do. Other than that, fairly happy. So we've got another free kick with Boodaboos here, but I'm fairly happy with how the team's developing, how the team's coming together. As I said, we need to strengthen the first team, but we need to look at depth more before we start strengthening the first team. I think it'd have to be a very good player for us to do what we done last season. And while Digbu was a very, very good buy, it took up too much of our transfer budget on one player, and that's the worry. Obviously, people like Hatim Ben Arfa didn't work out. We couldn't sell other players like Ali Crawford and Liam Henderson like we expected to. So we've ended up with a much bigger wage budget than we anticipated. Charlie Adam didn't step up to the level as well as what I hoped he would. So we had a lot of players on big wages that weren't playing, and that's an issue. Tactically, I think the ball-winning midfielder role has to change. David Ivan's not came in and done as well as I'd hoped, and finding a good ball-winning box-to-box midfielder is extremely difficult. As Fulton's made a mistake here and Dye's done well. Rhea, a bit surprised with Rodriguez letting that run out, but it's worked out okay for us because it means that we get people back for this corner. Whipped in, and Dye wins it in the air, but it goes over. Finishes at half time 1-0 to Blackburn. So I'm going to just say you're capable of even better and continue on. And Dye kicks off Torres to Rodriguez. Hendrick, Hughes, Goodmunson. Digbu gets a challenge in and Ivan will clear it. Boodaboos. Decent free kick effort. I say that, it hits the wall. It looked better than what it was going. It initially looked better with the first hit. Casarini, lovely ball over for Jeremy Pide. He's got men in the middle. Can he find them? Paul McDonald heads it down for Crivelli. And this is the thing I like about this lad, Enzo Crivelli, is when Paul McDonald isn't having a good game like he is today. I think he was at 6.4 at half time. Enzo Crivelli's picked up the baton for him. And while he's not scored many, the ones against your biggest rivals are always the ones you look at, and that's why people, like being a Rangers fan, you look at Nacho Novo, was never the best striker in Rangers history, but he's loved by the fans because every goal he scored was, well, most of the goals he scored was big goals. Jay Fulton loses out in the end to Gar, but chases it down though and wins quite comfortably in that foot race. Digbu, Casarini, Paul McDonald, Boodaboos, Casarini, Ivan, Paul McDonald. He's not having the best of games and he's not challenging Tom Heaton with that effort. In other news, David Ray has also accepted, I think I maybe mentioned this in a previous episode, I'm not sure, but I'll go for it anyway. He's now accepted that he doesn't want to move. His reason being is that I think it was Real Sociedad, are no longer interested in him, so it's a bit of a annoying reason, but you know what, we'll take it. Going to bring off Charlie Taylor. He picked up a knock early on and he's just not really recovered from it. He's getting a bit tired. We'll bring on Ian Vincent. There's more important games, well, harder to win games coming forward. We're 2-0 up. I think we can take the risk. We've not got any backup left back, so we can't have him getting unfit as Rodriguez comes forward. Jay Fulton stands tall there though. Crivelli, man with both the goals. It's over the top for Gray. Can't be onside. Surely, ref. Surely, he's well offside there, ref. Surely. He's giving him the goal. I'm just not seeing who's playing him onside there. Maybe Digbu, but I think he's even further up than Gray, so very confused to how that is. Fulton obviously stopped his run. He obviously felt it was offside as well. It's only 2-1 now. It's a bit of a sweat, but we need to make a sub. Boodaboos having a horror game. Paul McDonald stepped up in the second half. We're going to bring off Boodaboos for Martin Gibson. Let the young man have some game time. He is now a championship level player. A guy we signed for next to nothing from Airdrie, just because I seen on the social feed that Rangers and Celtic were looking at him. Decided to scout him and we got him before they did. And it's been one of my best buys, I think. He's developing so well. And I think he even looks comfortable at this level already. Jeremy Pide back in. Me clears. Hendrick cleared away. Rodriguez Over the top for Andre Gray again. Wharton, big tackle. Headed forward. Albrighton. Gray. Rodriguez. It's away. And just gone wide of the post. Tom Heaton again with a free kick here. Played forward for Hendrick. Digbu, big in the air. Heads away. Rodriguez picks up. Gets a good pass off to Will Hughes. Garbutt. Rodriguez. Hughes. Torres. Rea stands tall. Good save. Wharton away. We're going to make one more change. We're going to bring on Jack Evans or Alan Simpson. That does not fill me with hope for trying to change the game here. Going to bring on Jack Evans just because Cassidy on a yellow worries me a bit more than David Ivan on a yellow. Both capable of us to get sending off because both have to do defensive duties, but let's not risk. Let's make the less sending off risk rather than the slightly bigger one. And he was slightly more tired as well. Digby with a good challenge on me there. He plays it forward to Crivelli, the man with both the goals in this game. Good ball from Martin Gibson. Me steps in well. He's had an absolute tremendous second half. Albrighton getting the better of Ian Vincent, and it's through for Andre Gray again. Digby with a big tackle there. Hughes, Hendrick, Albrighton, Gray. Great save from David Rea. Not sure how Blackburn are getting, Burnley even are getting so much of the ball here. We're going to go into the defensive side. Try and see out this game. 3 points would be absolutely massive in this East Lancashire Derby. Is away from home. We've not picked up a huge amount of points away from home this season, as you would expect, being a team that's newly promoted to the league. But we still need to pick up points as and where we can, and this is a big one for us. Albrighton, Will Hughes plays it back to Garbutt. He comes forward, not at a huge rate of pace though. Rodriguez, Hughes, Garbutt, and it goes away by Fulton. Rodriguez back in. Gray can't win that. What? Fuck off, ref. I'm going back to the control tactic and excuse my language here, boys. Just frustrated that we're giving away a 2-0 lead here when we should have been comfortable. Come on, David. Sent the wrong way. We're going to give it a team talk. Just an aggressive, show some passion. This team's starting to look a bit frustrated. Just try and knock them up. We were winning 2-0, we were looking in cruise control. They got a goal that I still think was offside. They've got what looks to me like a shady penalty. Gray has been sent the wrong way. Andre Gray's got a brace to match Crivelli's brace. And we've just not had that performance in this second half. Albrighton plays in the free kick. It's played away. Another penalty. What is going on with this ref? Said again it was a shady one. I didn't see it myself. But Andre Gray for his hat-trick from the spot. Rea goes the right way and makes a big save. Albrighton with the corner, whipped in. Hendrick wins it. Evans away. Throw in to Burnley. They've been very strong in the second half. Pied with the corner. Scott Wharton, get in. His second of the season. The minute he won the header, it was always going in the back of the net. We're back up to 11th in the league. Obviously only temporary. We're playing on the Friday night rather than the Saturday or the Sunday. I thought my game froze for a second there. Jeremy Pied, good ball in. Wharton just beats his man in the air. The man on the line doesn't react to it, and the goalkeeper has gone into no man's land and trying to collect behind. Wharton making up for that penalty giveaway. Hughes, Henrik, it's blocked, and McDonald will pick up. Vincent, Martin Gibson, Paul McDonald, David Ivan, back to Jack Evans. Player who are probably not going to give many more chances to. I don't think he's ever going to be at the level we would require, but right now he's a okay backup. Pied does well there. Martin Gibson, can he find the runners? Finds Ivan, who wasn't the runner I was looking at, but it's worked out okay, but he's skied it. Not a great left foot effort there from David Ivan, as he has put that golden opportunity over the bar. Wharton from the free kick, throw in even from Pied. Wharton's ball is god awful when Henrik picks it up. Corsia, over the top, Digbu, big header away. Torres picks up though, Digbu in chase of Albrighton. Corsia back to Albrighton. It's a decent ball in for Andre Gray. A quality save, double save from David Rea. Don't think he knew much about the second one, but the first one was quality. Headed away before Ian Vincent can get to it. Martin Gibson, Scott Wharton, Jack Evans. It's a tame effort from Evans. Bounced before it even got to the goal, and it was well wide as well. Garbutt, Wharton away. Hughes, Boyd, Andre Gray, the man that scored the brace. Boyd, David Rea with the big save. We're going to go back to the counter tactic, try and just see out this game. I know it didn't work for us the last time, but we've got a bit less time to try and hold out this time. Martin Gibson, it's cleared away. Paul McDonald picks up. Scott Wharton, Martin Gibson, it's gone down on the right hand side flank. Eventually tries to get a ball in. He was 2-on-1, didn't beat the second man, and it's a corner kick to us. My brain's just not working anymore. David Rea with the free kick deep in our half, early in injury time. Crivelli heads down for Martin Gibson, out to Jeremy Pied. Martin Gibson again. Crivelli, Jack Evans, Martin Gibson, Paul McDonald, out to Jeremy Pied. Evans, Scott Wharton. Pied knocks it on, can't get anywhere. Pied's had an absolute stormer as well. Jack Evans with a monstrous tackle there, deep in the Burnley half. Pied back to Jack Evans. Pied again. Martin Gibson back to Pied. Makes a fool of his man. Martin Gibson's ball in is poor. Evans, Crivelli. Evans again. Ian Vincent picks up. Ivan. McDonald can't get there as it just slips behind him. He's going to chase down and put some pressure on Heaton. His ball is still good though. Gray for Albrighton. Ian Vincent, the youngster, steps in well. Digbu, Paul McDonald, Jeremy Pied. This is a long highlight. I'm really struggling to commentate on it, boys. Martin Gibson. Crivelli is in chase. Me is going to get that with relative amount of ease. It's going to be a corner kick there. I'm not sure how. The ball clearly canned off Crivelli, but we will take it. Referees had an absolute shocker in this game for me. That penalty save from Ray has been absolutely monstrous as Scott Wharton wins that header. That's got to be full time. It is. We win the East Lancashire Derby at Turf Moor. I'm just going to say it was a good win. The second half was nowhere near good enough. The referee actually got a 9.8, even though he may be biased towards the hosts. Interesting that. Biased and a 9.8 doesn't really make much sense for me. Gibson sent for a pay increase. Let's have a look at this. 15 appearances away from... Well, that's not too much of an issue. That will end this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.